What's going on, guys? Too Fast Joe here, and welcome to the Too Fast Podcast. With me today, you know him, you love him. We have Generation Defenders and Ruby.
Hey guys, great to be here.
Hey guys.
Great. We took a bit of a break for the holiday. We went to go see our family and all this other stuff, but we're back, and we got 2 new episodes to review.
All right, and our first one is about Lars and Sadie's ship being destroyed. It was honestly being predicted by all the way until the Uncle Grandpa crossover.
Oh,
When
yeah.
yeah, when he's like, "But this is canon," and then he like blows it up, and then
Our
Lars introduces.
ship!
Yeah, it was
It was predicted.
yeah, it was which looking back at it and like seeing their relationship, I guess to the shippers it would be sad that they didn't get together, but like as for a regular viewer, you would kind of like see this as actually kind of a natural way to have their relationship be,
Right.
because like Lars and Sadie were kind of a very dysfunctional relationship from the beginning of the show.
Oh,
And
yeah,
even
because Sadie, she was really clingy, and then Lars, he didn't give a crap, and he just wanted to be cool.
and they were like that all the way to the point where Lars gets kidnapped by Aquamarine and Topaz.
Yeah, I mean,
You
honestly,
mean when Lars?
these two are
You mean when Lars
better.
got killed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, these two are better when they're like not thinking about each other. Cause think about it, when they were separated, they've done so much better things for each other. Lars was like a space captain, and then Sadie formed the Sadie Killers. So them not having to worry about each other is better for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like how you pointed it out, they have better character development and they grew by themselves when they were alone. It's kind of like they were both holding each other back. So
Oh,
when they were separated, they finally could blossom naturally.
oh yeah. But we get Steven. He's going to the bakery shop to get a graduation cake, and then that's where we see Sadie, and that we'll learn about this new character that she's dating.
hmm Chep is a very, very calm character. They're just so. The way that they talk is just the most calmest, relaxed tone of voice I've ever heard. Even when they're about to be crushed by Steven's dome, they're still trying to be like a good therapist. And they're still so sweet to
He could
Steve.
be the therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be a therapist when they grow up. But they are just. I just love this character, how adorable they are, and just what a good partner. Even Lars
I see.
admits that that
They're better for each
Shep,
other.
yeah, that they're better and more healthier for each other.
And so we,
Also, Steven needed therapy.
oh yeah, we'll get to that in the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, right now, we get to the graduation. The off-colors graduate. I guess they learn how to be. What a little homeschool learning how to be more human. How to like
To be human.
to be human, to have freedom.
Yeah, be living on Earth, I guess.
But what was the point of them graduating little homeschool if they're just going to go back to space?
I guess it's teaching them about freedom
I mean,
and like explore new things.
And they're like,
yeah, but
space.
I don't know, but they graduated. They didn't have any speaking roles, so they were just
No.
no.
there.
Yeah, they didn't talk much. Except for the multiple relationship gem.
Oh, the worm.
That
Flora
were
name was.
Flora, yep. Yep. She did like couple speaking words out of it.
Did she? I forgot if she even said anything.
Yeah, I don't remember she
I
saying
have no
anything.
idea.
I don't
I
think.
think she She did talk. I haven't seen the episode so much, but I think she did talk for a couple seconds, like 2 or 3.
I honestly don't think any of the off colors talked in this episode, because like Fluorite talks very slowly, and
Yeah,
it would
she
have
would have
taken
taken up half the runtime.
exactly just
Like this. Oh,
Yeah,
bleh.
just
yeah. We don't got
just
time
to
for
say
that.
hi.
We got relationship goals.
Yeah,
We already see what to talk to.
So we also
even
learned that the Sage Killers are going to be disbanded.
yeah, which also like affects Steven later on in the episode because I rewatched the episode where like the Sadie Killers get together, and it was actually Steven's idea and help to get them into a band, and he was the one that encouraged Sadie to join a band and quit her job. So for them to suddenly disband without him even knowing, that must hit him pretty hard. It's kind of like his project.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and then the Sadie and her partner they performed, and Lars started leaving, saying big party like this isn't for me. And then Steven started freaking out and making a giant glass dome.
Yeah, and then that's
See,
when yeah,
he's like, "Don't leave me."
and also what's interesting.
Bah.
And also, what's interesting is that Steven is a very open character, or at least he was when he was a kid. If something bothered him, he would always just say flat out, "This is bothering me." Like when Ruby and Sapphire separated in the motel, he said at the end, "I'm upset because I was excited to be here with Garnet." But in this episode, when he was confronted by it, he immediately turns to Lars and blames him for this.
Right.
So he's starting to, like how we said before, he needs a therapist. He's starting to become a little crazy now, or he's
We,
at,
we see that more in the next episode.
or he's at least bottling up his feelings now, which we
Or
see,
closing it up.
yeah, and we see that with what happened to his mother and what happened when she bottled up her feelings.
Yeah, freaking Pink Pearl got backhand.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yeet."
Yeet.
Yeet.
I feel bad because like that's a serious. That's serious.
There's nothing serious with the jokes.
Yeah.
With the yeet sound.
She should become a Twitch streamer. Yeet her Pearl.
Oh my god, no, no, this is terrible. I feel really dirty just laughing.
Right. It's
But
okay to join the dark side.
no.
They have cookies always.
Oh hell yes, never mind. Let's go.
Anyway, Steven, he saw like he had no control over his pink powers just yet. So the glass dome started to like close himself and all his friends, and then that's when we see what's the partner's name?
Chep.
We see Chep talking to Steven, saying this I forgot what they said, but like they were giving Steven a pep talk saying you should let people go. And then
Or
we're all gonna die. And then the law said, "Oh, won't be the first time."
yeah,
Hey, that's nice.
yeah, out of all the characters to give him that pep talk, it has to be Chep. And I think that's when Steven also realizes that, this is a good partner for Sadie, and he had to like let his ship go.
Oh yeah,
Let the ship sink.
Yeah, just
uh,
just let it go.
we have all been there.
Yeah, just being upset that, your favorite ship is over.
It's deconfirmed.
Yes.
It's not canon.
Yep. But
Like
I
the Voltron fangirls.
Oh
oh
god,
yes, like
let's not get into that.
that
Hey!
that shall
I was
be
like,
another.
it's okay.
But Yeah. Also in this episode, Steven, he quit little homeschool.
Yeah, that was
He,
a big step for him.
yeah, he moved on to something else. Yeah,
Yeah,
even
like
Lars said is like, hey, you have a little homeschool, and that's been going on for a while. Don't you want to do anything else?
yeah, and he decides to take that advice and really quit. I like the scene where he just drives off into a forest. It's just kind of his me time to reflect
Yeah, he drove his car into the forest and like bumps up the radio.
and just listens to the radio of like Sadie's new song with Chep. Because also, like in the beginning of the episode, he was listening to Sadie's and the Suspects one of their songs, and then now he ends the episode with like accepting Shep's and Sadie's new song.
Right.
Also, I think even though it's kind of I'm probably like overthinking it, but since like Steven is not another way that they're kind of representing how Steven's not letting go of the past is how Shep offered him a CD, but he wants to use a tape recorder,
Oh
so he doesn't
yeah.
even want to upgrade to like any future.
Well, it could be that. You can take it that way, or his car is a piece of shit and doesn't have a CD player.
I know, like I said, I'm probably overthinking it, but like I just like thinking about these little details that they have.
Right. Freaking.
He's a boomer.
Oh
Yeah.
God. No, he's a hipster.
Hmm.
Oh,
That's what you call young boomers.
young boomers. Okay, boomers.
Yeah.
Okay, boomers like boomers. Calm down.
But we're done with this episode. Let's talk about Cactus Steven.
This is when Steven goes really crazy.
Yeah, naming his plants after his friends have already gone. Named them Lars, Sadie. Then he named one of them Connie.
Yeah, like
Yep.
It's
oh,
like
and like
Connie. She's not in college or anything yet, you know. But like they can still like
But
see each
she in
other.
school.
Yeah, she in
yeah,
school,
She's
but
mostly in school.
that's in 2 years. Didn't they say that
yep,
she's like
it's
still 2 years off from being in college, but she's still in high school, and that never stopped them from hanging out
Yep.
before.
well,
Yep.
I think when she started off, she was probably like either in middle school or she was like in the last years of elementary school. And like, over there that's
Well, they're 14. Yeah, they were 14 before the time skip, so they'll be in middle school or like a freshman in high school. And then
well,
they said, yeah, she would have been a freshman because 2 years later she would like
like
been.
Steven was 14. I think Connie is actually 2 years younger than him.
Oh, then in
She was
that
12.
case, yeah, in that case, she would have been in middle school. And then in the not in the first episode, they said she's still 2 years off from applying to college, so they'll make her a sophomore.
Mhm.
I think she is young.
Well, like well, I guess like if she's really that focused on getting into college, she's probably like taking advanced class. There's probably a reason why we haven't seen Connie yet, or like maybe they are trying to like set her up for something later.
Right.
Ship.
But yeah, but like what's also fueling the Stevani ship is the flower that he named Connie after. Like that flower is supposed to represent like love and friendship and like romantic feelings. Like it's a type of flower. I forgot the name, but it's supposed to represent that. And he named that flower after Connie. Like that is adorable. But also, like
For
I
a
read,
creepy way.
huh?
For a little bit creepy way.
Yeah.
But also, like I read that flower can also mean death. So are they foreshadowing that Connie could die?
Maybe not. Maybe she won't physically die. But she won't physically die, but like maybe their relationship might take like a tumble.
No, we already
Tumbling down, tumbling down.
Well,
Like
considering
no.
how Steven
Katie and ours.
has Steven been acting, Maybe like she could be like, oh, I got accepted to like a really good school. I don't have to like go away for like a while, and he like cannot accept that, so he goes crazy, and like their relationship takes a turn.
I think that's the only way I can accept Stephen and Connie not getting together, like school or like she has to move or it's something important that she just can't give up. But I still don't want Stephen and Connie to like to break up.
Yeah, I mean, what I've seen for like the past few episodes, Steven is really selfish. You know, yes, he changed things for the better, but he also changes stuff for himself. He changed stuff because he views that's not right. That's not what I believe in. I'm gonna change that. And even though it may seem good and benefit everyone else, he does it for his own benefit. And when something changes that he doesn't like, he freaks out and like try to take control of everything. We've seen that in like this season so far with like the job episode, you know, this the Lars and Sadie episode, like everything that he can control, he freaks out about it.
You know, the way that you made it sound, it's kind of like he's paralleling White Diamond and how she ran Homeworld.
Oh yeah, like one
Like
hundred
even though
percent.
like we say that he is like his mom, I think he's also becoming what a diamond used to be or like used to represent, like a dictator, an over controlling dictator that when they don't when they see like the smallest imperfection or like their version of what imperfection is to their version of a perfect life or a perfect empire, they take control or like they destroy it or they
Hold on, Ruby, what's going on?
Oh, what?
You're making a lot of noise.
Sorry. Sorry, I was pretty busy. I was pretty fixing my stuff really quick.
oh okay.
Everything good?
Yep.
Alright, continue.
No, that's pretty much it. He's becoming, even though he keeps saying that he doesn't want to be a diamond or like he took down the diamond empire when he was younger, he is becoming what he hated the most or like what he despised the most when he was younger. He's becoming like a selfish dictator
Oh
that
yeah,
refuses to let everybody be what they want. And
Change.
yeah.
yeah. Like his whole thing, he wants to change others, but when he has to change, he doesn't accept it. He freaks out and we're like, no, you know, it's like I don't need to change. Everyone else do, you know, and it's like he needs to be needed. He wants to help other people, but really he just wants to help himself.
hmm He's just in denial. I think like that's pretty much what anyone can relate to. Like we kind of want it's so easy for us to view somebody else's flaws and like point their flaws out and say, hey, you need to do this. But then when somebody tries to do that to us, we become a little more defensive.
Right? We take it very personal.
Yeah. But like Steven is taking this way too personally and he's dealing it with a very unhealthy way of plants. And that shows when Cactus Steven comes out.
Oh yeah, it shows his true feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
His son.
we see that Steven thinks Pearl if he try to say anything to Pearl, she'll take it personally. She'll blame herself. Garnet gives high and mighty advice, and then Amethyst just acts so mature.
Yeah, like he's starting to also resent the crystal gems, his mother figures now, which I would say that anyone at his age would kind of start doing.
Right?
When you're a kid, it's hard to sort of see your parents' flaws, and that's what you see in the beginning of the series. Like when he first begins, everyone is his role model, especially his mom. And he just wanted to be a part of the crystal gems, but as like the show kept progressing, he starts to notice everybody else's flaws. And I think now that he's a teenager, he just sort of like he fully knows what his or at least like the crystal gems main flaws are. So that's the reason why he's bottling it all up now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do like the fight sequence that they had with Cactus Steven, where like freaking when Pearl gets pricked, she like has a really good facial expression. I don't have it on me right now, but I really like the fight sequence that they had with Cactus Steven.
Yes, it was. It was really funny. A really funny type of fight, especially when they get pricked.
Freaking Steven goes through the table.
Honest,
But yeah.
Hey,
yeah, like with this
also
episode,
Steven need therapy.
he
He
definitely.
really does need therapy. He's. I was never going to say he's becoming like the diamond. Say maybe that's what he is. Partially, he's a diamond.
Yeah. Yeah, because like he's running
And
away from the past, and like when you run away from the past, you're doomed to repeat it. That's what's going on right now. He basically like he's not full diamond, but like he's the signs are there. You know, there's red flags.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and also we don't know much about Pink Diamond. We know what she did to Pink Pearl, but we don't know the full story.
I'm pretty sure we'll get to that. And,
Well,
like
I think
if Steven goes to Homeworld and like talks to everyone, like if he talks to Pink Pearl, if he talks to Spinel, if he talks to the Diamonds, we might get the full picture of what she was.
I would if we're
Because
gonna.
the show has demonized her a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like even though Rebecca Sugar even acknowledges that Pink Diamond is kind of a bad person, we still have at least like the original three diamonds, and if you think about it, they are supposed to be dictators and murderers and shatterers to so many gems, and yet now because like Steven changed their minds, they're now supposed to be cinnamon rolls, like and
Yeah,
then
they
they're
got redeemed.
yeah, and now but like Pink Diamond also got redeemed, and she got the most positive what's the word character.
Response.
No, she got the most,
Character for the
yeah, because like she started off I would say like when she was Pink Diamond, she was like, a brat. But then like when she becomes Rose Quartz and she gives up her form, that's when like she's I guess at her best and wisest form. Because
Mm-hmm.
without and but people still hate her because of all the things that she did in the past. Yet with the original Three Diamonds, we can everyone just sort of overlooks that these guys were murderers and conquerors of
Yep.
many.
Yeah, she were gonna shatter like when like Blue Diamond were gonna shatter Ruby and Sapphire for fusing, and then Yellow wanted to shatter the entire Rose Court cut of gems.
And then like White Diamond just flat out controls everybody, which I would say is actually a little harsher than shattering.
Yeah, and that's just to their people. Imagine what they did to other like organic life forms. Imagine what they did to like they're like basically Saiyans, but instead of selling the planet, they just take it for their own benefit.
Exactly. So,
Even
and yet,
the Lapis episode, Lapis herself had like destroyed and conquered so many worlds and so many organic life forms. You know, so like she must have had like billions of blood on her hands, and she didn't even think about it.
yeah, with like, but at least with Lapis, we sort of like see more of, her character development. And like, she still regrets it till this day. I feel like the Diamonds, they claim they regret it, but they're just trying to please Steven.
Yeah, and even then, Yellow and Blue, they were trying to please White.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, with Pink Diamond, everyone hates her and we demonize her. But like with the other three diamonds, everyone sort of feels it kind of feels like everyone's sort of quick to forgive them.
I haven't yet.
But
It's because I don't think they're good yet. They're acting like what they're acting. I know they're acting like they're not. They're like, oh, Steven, I did this. Love me.
yeah, that's the thing about time skips. You don't see what happens in between. You know, we put to
Yes.
accept that, oh, they went to this whole arc and now they're good. You know, they regret everything they did. You know, everything's peachy now. But it's like, I'd rather see that, instead of having us tell us, oh, now they're good. You know, I want to see them, rebuild the planets that they destroyed. You know, I want to see them, like, help organic life forms. But instead, they're like, oh, I use please and thank you now.
Yeah, like Blue was like, I don't kill people. Yellow, I stopped conquering worlds. White, I say please now.
That's a big thing.
I say please and thank you to peasants.
I just say please now.
Baby steps, White. Baby step.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll like get more stuff with the diamonds, or at least like more development with the diamonds.
Yeah,
Like
that's why I want Steven to go to Homeworld and see what's going on, you know? Actually ask questions, man up, and say, all right, I'm going crazy. I need to know what's going on, you know? And to know that, I have to know my mother's past and how did she deal with this power.
maybe like that's how they like handle the next few episodes, because I know right now we're in hiatus for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, another
But like maybe
hiatus. So we won't get Steven Universe.
Rebecca, why?
It's probably Cartoon Network in the animation. I'm pretty sure she already wrote down the entire script. It's just that they had to make it and schedule it.
that's probably.
Spooky.
But yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get another Steven Universe. Probably, you know, if it's anything like the other hiatus, we'll get like 6 months. We'll have 2 new episodes and wait another 6 months.
Or
Uh
10 years.
Yeah,
yeah, we'll just
we got the Rick and Morty syndrome.
Oh,
yep.
Morty. The Siswan sons. What's Steve's gonna do?
Hmm.
What are they gonna bring back from the past?
Maybe tape recorders? I don't know. Or
We
maybe
already
like
got tape recorders back already.
hmm.
But yeah, we really, like there's nothing like happened in this episode. Like we just glanced over it real quick because like all it was just Steven having like a crisis.
Yeah, even though like we made fun of it in the past, it kind of seems that Steven becoming corrupted is starting to seem a little more likely. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he might turn into the worm or like that specific worm, but I think he is sort of or he they're building up that he is becoming stable, so maybe he might
He might create the
become.
worm, kind of like he create Cactus Steven. All his negative emotion might come out of him and create that worm. So that worm could be a part of him, but that worm won't be like Steven. It could be like his inner demons and coming out.
Now that I actually like. That I really do like, cuz then it would be harder for them to uncorrupt this guy. Cuz like the biggest problem that I had with like corrupted Steven was that, since we have the diamonds, they can just easily uncorrupt him. But if it's like an organic, like an actual organic animal, like an actual worm, and he corrupts it, or like any type of animal, then it would be a little harder for them to cure it.
Not only
Because
that, it would like have a bit of his powers too. So you know, it'd be really difficult. If anything, they will just talk it out. You know how you do, and like the whole Moore's show talking out and all that. But kind of like a Persona 3 type scenario where you have to accept your flaws.
hmm yeah, I would like that.
Yes.
And him just becoming the worm, because like right now the fandom is or has already predicted that, and I feel like it would be too predictable if he just turned into the worm.
Yeah, and having the worm be a part of him, like a projection of his inner demons, would make more sense than actually have Steven become the worm.
Yeah, that would be much more of a personal and I guess psychological type of villain to defeat.
Yeah, because like the worm could be like attacking everyone, hurting everyone, and that could be representative of Steven hurting himself and others.
Yeah, and his like controlling nature, how he wants to like fix everything, but instead he destroys everything.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
uh,
that would work a lot better.
but yeah, we could go on about this for days, but we could talk about that at another podcast. Since we're on hiatus, we could talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
Like theories.
Yeah, but maybe that'll be the next podcast. I don't know when we're gonna do that since we're on hiatus, but we'll keep y'all informed.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But is there
Mhm.
anything else y'all want to talk about these last two episodes? All right, that's a no. So,
Not really. I don't really.
all right. Well, this has been Too Fast Joe and the Too Fast Podcast. You can find Generation Defender in the link below. Check out her YouTube channel. And Ruby, you said you're gonna have a Twitter soon.
Soon. I'm just making a little account right now.
All right. Well, I'll put that in the description whenever she gets that up and running. But this has been Too Fast Joe. Remember, go fast, don't be last.
Bye, guys.